Function properly, that wasn't the reason. Save time, sometimes I get that, but no, not in this case, and I don't think it really saves time. Well, come to find out, this was a management issue. Management had told labor that you cannot replace the cutoff wheel until it's so small. And then if you bring it in, we'll give you a new one, which is about 10 or 12 inches, and they had to bring it down, one that was down to like 3 inches. Well, they could not even effectively cut anything when it started getting below about 4 inches. So in order for it to cut it all, they had to bypass the guard. And again, compromise the safety of everybody else. Well, when the owner heard about this, he hit the ceiling. Apparently it wasn't his decision. Somebody made that decision. And maybe there was some reasoning behind it. If people are always bringing in wanted new blades and things like that, there's a cost component to doing things like that. But to the point where you're compromising safety, I think it probably got a little bit out of hand. I bring that out because sometimes management can be the problem. And this was a kind of a classic example of that. Most of the time it's not the case. But just kind of summarizing here, we want to make sure if we're in a supervisory position or management position that we make sure we're doing our training. People ought to know how to do it properly. And that's, like I said, I think that's a moral obligation as well as, bottom line, we don't want our people getting hurt. And so instruct them how to do the job right, provide the proper tools, not only the machinery and personal protective equipment, the hand tools and things like that, but I've tried to provide you some maybe written tools you could use to help promote safety, learning, and I think preparedness and addressing the hazards that you encounter out there on the job site or the workplace. Look for ways to make safety convenient. And by that, well, for example, if I've got my safety glasses and let's say it's not a requirement to have them on all the time, but if I was going to maybe operate a saw or something, then I'd probably want to put them on. But if I leave them in my toolbox, am I going to take the time to go get them? Chances are I may not. But if I've got them here around my neck and they're right here, am I going to take the time to just slip them up on? Probably, because it's more convenient. I worked with a chain of convenience stores, and we get a lot of slips and falls because they're back in the cooler stocking things, and some of the people that have to reach way up high, if you're not quite as tall as me, need about a foot to stand on something. And back in the cooler, what do you think they grab to stand on to get that 1 foot? Yeah, a crate, milk crate, maybe just a crate that pop has come in. Those things aren't all that stable. They don't have a very wide base. They slide on the concrete or plastic and get a lot of injuries. So if they install just a quick little lightweight two-step step stool and just dedicate it and leave it in the cooler, do you think they're more apt to use that than the milk crate or pop crate? Yeah. And it doesn't eliminate the hazard, but it makes it more convenient for them to make the safe choice. And they did this, and lo and behold, we've almost eliminated those kind of injuries. So that's why I put that in there. It's a lot of times if we help them to make the safe choice by making it more convenient, they're more apt to do it. If you've got a bench grinder in your shop, and you put a face shield right over the grinder so they can't even turn it on unless they've got the face shield in their hand, you think they're more apt to put it on? Yeah, probably. Little things like that. But make sure the face shield is clean and like you can see through it where nobody's getting it. So try and make things as convenient as possible. Just provide good supervision. We're not going to get into incentives, but that can be a motivator. Providing incentives for people, whether that's a negative or positive incentive. Does anybody use safety incentives right now? What do you do, Crystal?
our road department has some type of program that at the end of the year they,
Rewarded for safety? Okay.
We have a $10 per year gift that we give out every year, and it adds up as you go a year without having incidents. So if you've been 7 years without an incident, you get $70.
Do you think it works? I mean, at least, if nothing else, it keeps things on your mind.
We give out a $20 good driver incentive every year, and we have 900 designated drivers for our county. And it's amazing when I check MVRs, we may have 30 out of those 900 that have any kind of moving violation.
That's pretty good.
Drive to give the good drivers.
Yeah. Well, we could spend another hour probably on incentives, maybe a
you think.
topic for another time. But bottom line is, and I'll finish with this, is you want to develop just a good safety culture. People have to know what you expect of them. And providing good leadership. I mean, if it's a requirement for for the guys to wear safety glasses out in the shop, and then I walk out there and I don't have them on, it's not a good message, and you don't develop a good safety culture. But they need to know, this is, bottom line, this is how we do things around here. And you're going to set the example and provide good leadership to reinforce that and that safety culture. So, I appreciate your time today. I think it's lunchtime, and questions, comments? Appreciate your attention today. It's always enjoyable to come out and meet with this group, and look forward to it. And if you would like any of this electronically, if you just let Tom, you're not.
Yeah, Tom, but yeah, Tom is here.
Let Tom know, and I'll get it to Tom, and he can get it to you. Or if you want to leave a card with me or something, I'd be glad to send it to you directly, but be glad to do any of that. So thank you.